Let's talk with Sam in England. Hi, Sam. Welcome to the show.
Hi, guys.
Hello. Right. How can we help you tonight? What's going on?
Hi, Sam.
So with a lot of my mates, I am sort of the person they go to for information about anything kink related, for any kink, which is great. But when I don't have a kink, I sometimes struggle for resources. And leather is not one of my kinks. I mean, people tend to assume it is because I walk around in a leather trench coat with leather boots. But it's
nothing else.
Thing for me.
Key distinction, right?
Yeah.
Gotta clarify.
So I will get some of my friends coming to me, being like, "Hey, I found this TikTok and it explains how leather was originally in solidarity with the police." And I'm like, bullshit.
No.
Where's a good place to send people for actual information?
Carter Johnson Leather Library is a very good resource. I would definitely look into that, the Carter Johnson Leather Library. If they're willing to travel, there's the Leather Archives and Museum in Chicago. That's a good one. And there are some great books online as well. That's the beautiful thing about our modern age is we have, Kindles and ebooks and all of that stuff. And yeah, so there's let me see. Guy Baldwin has a great book, Journey in Leather. That's a good one. The Legend of Chuck Rinslow is an amazing book. I just recently read it. And The Legend of Chuck Rinslow, it is like a encyclopedia of leather history. It's amazing. So I would encourage you to read that as well.
But they all seem like,
Sam, I'll make sure to mention that I'll have these in the footnotes for the episode. But I didn't mean to cut you off, Sam. What else did you have in mind?
Yeah. I was just more going to comment that I will probably end up reading a lot of them myself as well as directing people to them, simply because kink is a special interest as well as a thing that I'm kinky. So always good to have a read up.
Great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Sam. I'm definitely the sex nerd that people come to, and I'll admit that this is definitely one of my blind spots. So I'll be kind of trying to read right along with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of all I had. So I guess I will be gone for this week, and I will be calling back in about the other thing I called about the other week then.
Yes, definitely give us an
thanks so
update
much.
on that. And thank you for calling in. That was a great question.
Yeah, have a great night.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Nice night, Sam. That's the cool/dangerous thing about everything being on the internet now, right? Like you get a lot of valuable resources that are actually accessible to people, and then there are people who say things that are absolutely out of left field and have no basis in reality. And where do you find that balance between fact checking and kind of all of that?
Yes, there's a lot of nonsense that gets put out there, particularly about the leather community, about traditions. Like I mentioned, traditions that are always been around that are turn out to be nonsense. One true wayism. That this is the one true way to do things, and it's turns out to be nonsense. You get a lot of that. I never put myself up as the historian or the authority on all things leather. I know what I've done in my journey. I know the things that I have read and the people I've spoke to, and that's all I can speak to. I can't speak to everyone's journey. I cannot speak to what went on before I was alive, in the 40s and 50s. I may look a little gray in the beard, but I wasn't around back then haunting leather bars. So I can only talk about what I've read and what I've heard from people who have been there, and hope that I'm getting it right. So.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Again, a correlation. People come to me a lot. I host a second show with the ACA, Talk Heathen, on Sundays, and people come to me like, as an atheist, please explain all of atheism to me. I'm like, I am just me, and I can tell you what I like and what my thoughts are, and that's as far as my ethos goes, right? That's as far as you can take that. Oh my goodness. We are not spokespeople for the entire culture.